When you come into his presence, lifting up the name of Jesus, and you hear the music playing, and you see the people praising, forget about your worries and let your problems fall behind you. Don't you wait another minute, just get up, get on your feet and get to dancing, singing, jumping and leaping, make it loud and come on man, make it glorious. Just start rejoicing, lifting and raising, make it loud and make His praise glorious. Come on, get up on your feet, give God some hand clap. Come on, man, because after all we came here to praise Him. Hey, hey, when you come into His presence, lifting up the name of Jesus, and you hear the music playing, and you see the people praising, forget about your worries, let your problems fall behind you. Don't you wait another minute, just get up, get on your feet and get to dancing, singing, get to jumping and leaping, just make it loud and make it glorious. Just start rejoicing. Come on, lift Him and praise Him. Just make it loud and make His praise. Get to dancing, jumping and leaping. Just make it loud and come on and make it glorious. Yeah. And lift them up higher, higher, yeah. Well, get to shouting, come on and make His praise glorious. Come on, put your hands up in the air and give God some hand waving praise. It doesn't matter what you do, just hold your praise His holy name. Hey, you can praise Him in the morning, you can praise Him in the afternoon, you can praise Him in the evening, and way in the midnight hour. Come on, because I was made to, I was created to, just to make His praise glorious. Yes, I was, yes, I was. I was created to, just to make His praise glorious. Yes, I was, yes, I was. You were created to, just to make His praise glorious. Yes, you were, yes, you were. We all were created to, just to make that praise glorious. Come on, let's take that thing on another level. I was created to make His praise glorious. Yes, I was, yes, I was. I was created to, just to make His praise glorious. Take that thing one more level. I was created to make His praise glorious. Yes, I was, yes, I was. I was created to, just to make His praise glorious. Come on and sing the song with, hey, hey. I was created to make His praise glorious. Somebody shout, hey, hey, shout hallelujah, hallelujah. Somebody scream hallelujah.
Here in the headquarters of KROV-FM, and we're doing it. Talking about standing in the gap. Well, the man that sung that song is none other than our brother who's right here in San Antonio, Texas, who is the leading role model of gospel artists. We're talking about none other than Brother Dr. Mr. Stephen E. Williams.
I love all the titles, man. I do my best to live up to them.
All right. Well, you're doing it all across the land. You are hitting the gospel charts.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're allowing God to do what He does through us, and we're just holding on.
Okay.
And the ride is very comfortable and it's very fulfilling. And we dedicate our lives to serving God through praise and worship.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Now, Brother Williams, we're about to enter into another year.
Oh, yes.
You've already made plans.
Oh, yes, I have. As most of the network knows, my latest CD entitled, oh boy, here we go, I write so many. Okay. Simply Praise came out the 1st of December.
Okay.
And it's doing fantastic on the charts. And I've been doing concerts like every week now because this is our holiday season and it's one of our busiest times of the year, the spiritual season, because that's all that we do at Dreamer Record Studios, inspirational gospel music. And that's when God puts me to work. 90% of the time is through dreams, which in this case is presenting my next CD, which I've already started recording, entitled I'll Hold On. This CD will be based on just what it is about God that's worthy for us to hold on to. Outside of the bottom line that He is God and He's due that anyway.
Come on.
These songs are based on teachings that I've learned through the years from my peers, my mother's father, my sister's brother, from the world. There are some things in life, as we all know, that you have to let go of, that you've been holding on to. But when it comes to God's goodness, it's worthy to hold on to. If you want to prosper in this world, you best to hold on to God if you want it to last, because whatever you do for Christ will last.
Yes, yes.
Everything else will eventually dissipate, and before you know it, it's gone, because it's not yours, because it's not His. And He wants the best for us. So if you want to hold on to something that's going to be a lifetime venture and beyond, hold on to Jesus and hold on to God by way of Jesus Christ.
Okay. Now, Mr. Williams, you made these albums and you're on to a good start. Where are you? You're talking about all of this promotions, and every Sunday of December you're going to be someplace.
Oh, yes.
Where you going today?
Today I'm going home. I'm already at the place for today. I had what I do at the conclusion of the year, which I originally planned to be my last performance of the year. I try to do it before Christmas actually comes in.
Okay.
Because I love God and I want to take time out just for Him. And in meditation and in planning for my new year is what I dedicate that time to. Although when He sends something to me, I still do it. So there's really no rest for this weary. But I had planned this solo concert, whereas I was on stage by myself for an hour and a half, nonstop at Sweet Home.
An hour and a half?
Yes, I did an hour and a half performance,
Okay.
of which I played the top 6 songs of all of my past 4 albums. And it was a good thing at the conclusion because I was not out of breath. I didn't need the oxygen tent or none of that.
Okay.
And I was blessed to have it hosted by Sweet Home Baptist Church in Seguin, I think it's called, Texas, Seguin, Texas.
Okay.
It was an hour's drive and an hour's drive back, but it was definitely worth it because from the time the first note hit, it was like I had a full stage of a choir behind me because every member of that congregation was on their feet. And within the first 30, I say the first 5 bars of every song, I had a background because they were singing songs right along with me. And a lot of them had never heard it, heard any of them. And it was amazing how God incorporated them in the performance. And I had such a great time, it was like I was not performing again. It was just like I was just up there just praising right along with them. And I thank Bishop DeVincent for allowing me the opportunity to minister in his church by way of praise and worship. And it was very well appreciated from the youngest to the oldest. I mean, it was a praise and good time.
Okay.
And
now I have to ask. Armed and Dangerous, Standing in the Gap. What is it that caused you to write that song?
oh, well, like I say, everything that I write is inspired by God. One way, by way of a dream or just a situation that might transpire through my daily life. And I notice how a lot of people, doesn't matter if you're single, married, or whatever, child, or whatever, Christ is always there.
Come on.
Because He is what God sent to us for that help. And a lot of times we need inspiration to tap into that power source. We know God from the time that we were conceived, basically. I mean, because that spirit is the same spirit that raised us, the same spirit that raised Christ. The same spirit that dwells in him dwells in his children. It's a matter of whether or not we know how to tap into it. And then once we tap into it, how to utilize it. And I've noticed that even if people know about Christ and know about the blessings that comes along with being a child of God, this ways of this world has a tendency to divert our attention.
Yes.
And that's where pastors, ministers, mothers, fathers, those leaders in the community need to stand in the gap and refresh their memory as often as is necessary, even when they think it's not necessary. And there's a divine order of God, which goes God, Christ, man, women, children. It's up to the head of the household in every aspect of that. No matter where you fall in line, there's somebody under you.
Okay.
And it's your responsibility to stand in that gap. And that's what that song is about, and that's what inspired me to write it. Because I know with my family alone, as you know personally, I left my home base in Washington, D.C., of which I spanned the globe there. And I moved here because God said, go to Nineveh. And so I went. And the 23rd of this month will be 5 years that I've been here. And coming into a marriage and with children.
Okay.
Adult children at that, who had no male figure in their life.
Okay. Beautiful children at that.
At that. And I don't believe in step nothing. As far as I'm concerned, from the day I said I do, and she said the same, they became my children.
Come on.
And along with that came my fathering and my direction. There was a lot of kicking against the prick, which I expected. But because of the outcome of the consistency of my teaching and not standing for nothing less, they're prospering now. Okay. And they call me Dad. And it's because I stood in the gap. And that's what it takes nowadays. And by doing that, I learned so much every day about the ways of this world and how to combat it simply by using God.
Okay. Now, share with us, if you will. We have a few more minutes. Share with us, if you will, your social sites if one's wanted to get in touch with you.
Okay. Well, Dreamer Records Inspirational Gospel Recording Studios, you can reach us just by Googling that. That's the simplest way to do it. Everything in reference to us will fall in line on that page. As far as our albums and our releases and things of that nature, we do have a few websites. One particular one where you can download all of our music for a very, very small price is dreamerrecordstudios.com. You can also tap into us on Facebook through either Stephen Ernest Williams or Mr. Stephen Ernest, Mr. Stephen E. Williams. In short, if you just Google Stephen E. Williams, all of that will come up as well. And we do have a few sites that are upcoming now, just in the works. We're opening 3 new websites, and I'll have specifics on that the next time we meet. Also, I would like to highlight one entity. We are now allowing church choirs to sign under the label.
Okay.
Our first church here in San Antonio, which is officially now a member of Dreamer Records Studios, is the Northeast Community United Methodist Church, under the pastoralship and leadership as far as the choir and lead vocalist as well, Pastor Emerson Allen Jr. Their newest release, This Is Why We Praise, is already released along with the title song of their next upcoming album, which is called Lord of Lords. The title song of that is also released now through iTunes and all the other online stores.
Now, you also have Jackie Ray Robinson, one of San Antonio's artists here as well, on your label.
Yes, we incorporate whoever wants to serve God with a whole heart. That's our philosophy at Dreamer Record Studio. If you're ready, we'll be right there with you. And we've had a few entities right here in San Antonio and even members within other organizations like the Northeast Community Methodist Choir. They have some fantastic musicians there who also are stepping out on their own along with the church choir, and we are also aiding them in their sites and promoting them as well. In fact, we've integrated them, if I use the correct word, into our program, whereas Mike McLean, for one, a fantastic bass player. I mean, I play every instrument there is, so for me to get somebody their props, he got to be all of it. And he's on my last album as a bass player, and he will be on my upcoming album as well, and on albums from other entities within the organization as well.
Okay. Now, the music that we're listening to right now is Lord of Lords.
By the Dreamers Northeast Community United Methodist Church Choir.
Okay, and this is one that you put out, right?
Well, it's put out through, it's under the Dreamer Records label. It was written, arranged by Pastor Emerson Allen Jr. The soundtracks was arranged by Mike McLean, by Daryl, and also I played drums and strings on this particular song as well, along with the choir doing vocals.
Okay. San Antonio, we've been talking with Mr. Stephen E. Williams of Dreamer Records right here in San Antonio, in Washington, D.C., and in New York. Did I miss a place?
Los Angeles, California.
Los Angeles, California. Mr. Williams, we'd like to thank you for being here today, being our guest, and we look forward for you coming back real soon.
And I look forward to being here as well. Along with one other thing I want to throw out there, we are patiently waiting on this artist who came to me about the second month, really, after I got here originally, who started working on his first original song. And, oh, that's you. Yeah.
Yes.
Elder James Lockhart. Yes. He came into the studio and started working on his CD, and we're trying to encourage him to get back. So you listeners out there, give him a little push, amen?
Bless you. We're going to finish that up after the new year.
All right, now. We'll be waiting.
KROVFM.com. Here's one of San Antonio's very own. We're talking about none other than the Northeast Community
United Methodist Church Choir under the pastoralship and lead vocalship of Emerson Allen Jr. All right.
Cause you are the great I am. Cause you were there before time began. Cause you are my sword and shield. Cause you are the center of the wheel. Cause you are my strong tower. Above you there's no other. Cause you are my guiding light. And in you reigns power and might. And that is why I praise your name. Your name, Lord. We praise your holy name. Hey, we praise your name, Lord. And we magnify your name. Hey, we praise your name, Lord. And we magnify your name. Hey, we praise your name, Lord. And we magnify your name. Cause in you I find strength, so that when Satan comes I can resist. And in me you planted your seed, and through your son I've been redeemed. Cause you granted me peace and prosperity. You showed me just who I'm supposed to be. You voted me before time begun to take my place as your son. And that is why I praise your name, Lord. I'll praise your holy name. Hey, we praise your name, Lord, and we magnify your name. We'll praise your name, Lord. We praise your holy name. Hey, we praise your name, Lord, and we magnify your name. You know, I've been just about every place there is to be in the world throughout my years of doing this for him. And I've learned one thing is a certain fact. We get confused because of different dialects, different languages. People call God all kinds of names. But as long as they're totally in the point where it's about him and not some idol or something, it's okay. Because I had some names of my own like Jehovah, Lion of Judah, Redeemer, and Adonai, Yahweh, Emmanuel, Prince of Peace, and El Shaddai. Jehovah, Lion of Judah, Redeemer, and Adonai, Yahweh, Emmanuel, Prince of Peace, and El Shaddai. We praise, and we praise, and we praise your name, Lord. We praise your holy name. Hey, we praise your name, Lord, and we magnify your name. Hey, we'll praise your name, Lord. We praise your holy name. Hey, we praise your name, Lord, and we magnify your name. Jehovah, Lion of Judah, Redeemer, Adonai, Yahweh, Emmanuel, Prince of Peace, and El Shaddai. Jehovah, Lion of Judah, Redeemer, Adonai, Yahweh, Emmanuel, Prince of Peace, and El Shaddai. We praise your name, Lord. We praise your holy name. Hey, we praise your name, Lord, and we magnify your name. We praise and magnify your name.